She's just gonna sit here. Well, what could be better? What could be better than this? A cat on my lap, stitching. Lindsay's here. Hi! Super Bowl day. This pattern is Little House Needleworks. Schoolgirl lessons. Reading, writing, stitching. Oh my gosh, everybody's here. Hey Zoe. Hey Suzanne. Hey Hannah. Susie's calming me down, man. I mean, I wasn't that riled up, but she's just chilling. Hey, Amir. Oh my goodness. So it's, you guys look. I'm totally copying Ymir. And I'm doing this 56 count, 1/1, full cross. Hi Vanessa. Susie's here with us. You should see his face. I'm gonna, don't get sick. So cute. Look at her basking in the light. I don't think she likes how bright the light is. What do you do here? Oh, you hear Dylan getting out of the shower. Look at this beautiful baby. Susie. I will start to stitch at some point, but this cat, I just can't handle this cat. This is what she does. I'll sit down and I just put up this thing on the back of the desk because this used to be open, and she wasn't eating. Like, she wasn't eating her wet food, which she usually loves her wet food, but she wasn't eating it, and Dylan called the vet and was like, she's not eating her wet food. And they were like, well, there's the pattern. They said, well, was there any change in her environment? And I used to have a bunch of crap down here, like I didn't organize it, and then I like took a bunch of it out. I put some of it elsewhere, and I put her little scratcher, or actually her scratcher thing wasn't there, but she liked to just like chill under the desk sometimes and watch me if I was sitting here. And then she stopped eating. It was weird. We think that's why it was, but we think it's because she like didn't have a cave of sorts to, like, she liked the crowding of all that junk. It's not junk, it's stuff, which has been relocated. But then we put her little scratcher thing down there. So I think she likes it. She's eating again. Jilly. Oh. Jilly says hey. I made an Instagram for Susie. If you didn't already know, you can go find her through my Instagram. Right, baby? She says I'm gonna be Instagram famous. Right? Right? You see this tail? So usually if a cat is whipping their tail, it means that they're mad, right? But I think she does it when she kind of likes it. because her ears are like relaxed somewhat. She's still a little bit alert. You see, I'm gonna get all of my fur stuck in the 56 count. It's really fun for mommy to get it out. It's really fun for mommy to take my fur out of her 56 count. Right? Right? So I'm going to do a floss tube soon, but I'm actually waiting on some haul. I'm waiting on my needles that were recommended by Ymir, but these came yesterday. I was like, oh, I've started stitching a 56 count, and I need to get smaller needles because 28 is a little too big. The size 28, either Bowen, John James, or DMC. So I started looking into beading needles, and I did order some that have a tapestry tip, and they're size 12. But then I thought, oh, size 15 look really thin. I better give those a try. And they are really thin, but they're also very long. And they have a sharp tip. So it's, for my taste, they're a little harder to stitch with than I think the tapestry tip will be. But this is what I'm gonna use today. And the needle is actually longer. The needle is longer than the design is wide. I think it's a little shorter than the height of the pattern. Actually, maybe it's the height of the pattern. That's the size needle, that's the length of needle I'm using. But it's ultra thin. You see that? Ultra thin. Okay, let me adjust my lighting so you can see a little better. And poor Susie will be even more bright. So, yeah, I am loving this 56 count business. I don't know why I didn't start doing it sooner. But I have a problem that I think maybe my friends will help me with. Karen, the Needlebug, sent me this fabric. I don't know if I mentioned that or if you knew that. But Karen, she was in one of my lives, and she said, hey, did you know, I was talking about 40 count, I think, stitching 1/1. And I was like, but Ymir does 60 count. I mean 56 count. Like, imagine how tiny that will be. And she was like, oh, did you know that they make, and I was talking about, I think I maybe mentioned like Ymir stitches on linen. And she said, oh, did you know that they make 56 count even weave? And I was like, what? Really? And she's like, yeah, I have some, I'll send it to you. and she sent me this gigantic piece of even weave, 56 count. And I was like, oh my goodness, I need to get more of this because I want to stitch everything on it now. And she's like, hang on, I'm gonna make a few more adjustments here. I need to get comfortable. Right, Susie? Are you comfortable? Actually, I'm gonna move this over here. If I can find the correct one. There. Now you can see Susie a little bit too. She was like, but, yeah, so she sent this fabric to me. It's a big piece, and I was like, I want to stitch everything on it. And then she messaged me on Instagram, and she said that she got off the phone with Zweigart, and they don't manufacture it anymore. What? No, you did not. You did not just deprive me of more 56 count, Zweigart. So I need to find all of the pieces of 56 count that are not being used. 56 count even weave. I think it's called Meldal, M-E-L-D-A-L. That's what Karen said. But I can't find anything about it on. I can't find it on Google. I googled 56 count Zweigart, and all that pops up is the Kingston linen, which, is that okay to stitch on Ymir? I don't know, I'm like an even weave person when it comes to tiny stitches over one. But I don't know. You make it look gorgeous. But I still, you know, I'm kind of like, let me see if I can, oh. I thought I could see y'all, but I guess I can only see myself. I don't know. I had trouble starting the live today, I don't know why. So anyway, I'm loving it, and I'm copying Ymir and stitching schoolgirl lessons. And I'm probably gonna stitch it more than once because it's such an adorable pattern. Oh yeah. Oh no! I turned it up because I didn't think I was, and then I was speaking really quietly. Yeah. The Kingston linen? Or do you really pay attention to where it's sourced? Let me know if you want me to repeat anything I said. It's important stuff. It's important things. Also, I moved my camera, so forgive me if I don't look right at you. I'll do my best though. I have to remember where my friends are. They're in there. There's my friends. Do I look crazy? Of course I look wired. So yeah, I'm loving it. And even though I have to practice a little bit more patience with this needle. Ah, I see. That makes sense. Have you tried an XJU fabric over one? Because I just got some of that. Here I thought that I had asked you everything that I needed to ask you last night, but I didn't. Clearly. I do find, however, I don't know if anybody else has found this, but if you're stitching in hand, it's easier to deal with a needle with a sharp tip. But if it's in the hoop, then I have a harder time, like, really dealing with it. That's okay, Vanessa. Love you, and we're thinking about you. We're thinking about you. So I tried this needle on my hoop, which the project that I was working on last week was in there. I'll pull it out so you can see it. And it's a little more difficult to, in my opinion, with my fingers, stitch with the sharp needle on a hoop. And I do also notice that if I stitch with a sharper needle, like sharp tip needle, that my floss gets a little bit more abused, because I think that the sharp tip might find like the sharp tip might like snag the edge of a thread and pull it through like the edge of a thread, but then a tapestry tip needle doesn't necessarily find, you know, that small of a place to go through. I got a lot done on this yesterday. Look at my mad cat. Oh, BB, are you too angry? Are you so angry? Look at this child. Oh. Can you handle her? Ah. Yeah, that's true. Hi, baby. Just, you know, if you're not as obsessed with cats as me, just ignore me when I'm talking to her because she's my child. I don't know if I've said this on this channel, but I'm like, don't think I want to be pregnant. So this is my child. I just think there's lots of children that in the world that already need our love. Yeah, that's true. I'm a little excessive when it comes to lengths of floss. Because okay, so variegation problems. This is what I'm using. I'm using Firefly on this, which, you know, you look at it on the spool and you're like, ooh, that's beautiful variegation. But then once you unravel it, then you're like, oh, so it's a slow variegation. It goes one color and then it variegates for a small length, and then it does the other color. So that's how I've been able to get some of these, like the leaves are all orange, the tree is purple. So then I just like go the length of the variegation, and it's probably a little long. I also did get some thread conditioner. I don't know if that helps. I'm sure it does, but I bought some because I've never tried it. Y'all, I'll talk about this in my floss tube, but I kitted a project. I kitted 2 projects. I've never been someone to kit a project and then leave it in a bag kitted. I always just start it right away. But I kitted 2 projects. This was one of them because I was like, I need to get a little bit more done on the first 56 count, and then I couldn't wait. Last night I was so inspired. Last night, and I just kind of started this one on a whim. I saw it on Ymir's Instagram, didn't really think much of it. Then I got this fabric and I was like, oh, I can be twinsies, and so I bought it. And it's a perfect way, this is the perfect size pattern to just like try it out. Try out the fabric, the floss, the needle. And all that fun stuff. So there's another one. Look at this cute little box I put your washi tape on here, Ymir, and then some of mine. I'm like the biggest fangirl of almond M&Ms. I want to do this. I want to do this pattern again with this, or another small pattern with this heliotrope, because this is beautiful too. I love it. These are too big, right? This would be too big, yeah. But then I do have this as well. This is the 1-ply, tiny, teeny tiny. And that, I mean, that will go with anything. That will go with anything. For all of you who are not Ymir who are here. Yeah, silk goes a long way when you're using one strand. I mean, obviously. But then I can't wait to use this either. This is Rosé. This is gonna last me like forever, isn't it? And I don't know what I'm gonna use this on. You may, I mean, the 12-ply is like begging to be stitched 1/1. Right? Like you can't, I mean, you can do it another way, and I'm sure I'll end up trying it like 2 strands or whatever, but it's just begging to be stitched with 1 strand over 1 on a teeny tiny count. This needle is ridiculous. I wanted to send So you know how Stitchy Kindness, you kind of like exchange a little bit sometimes. You know, somebody's like, oh, let me send you this. And you're like, what can I send you back? Because we're all very sweet, kind people who like gifts, but we also like to give gifts. Right? And I was like, oh, kitties. I love Siamese cats. I fell in love with black cats when I met my cat-in-law, my cat sister and cat brother-in-law. my in-laws have 2 black cats. And they're like not cats that people should meet. They're like scaredy cats. They freak out. The first time I met them, I went over to Dylan's house. This was prior to us dating. And he texted me. He was like, don't ring the doorbell because the cats will freak out. So I didn't ring the doorbell. And these cats, they're so cute. Like, prepare to hear a bunch about cats today. They're so cute. The boy cat that they have a boy and a girl. They're siblings. And there's probably trauma there. Like, hey, Christy! They're probably like, oh, I have to send you something, Christy. They probably, I don't know, they were abandoned, so they're jumpy. But the boy will play fetch. He has these like foam balls, and you throw it and he brings it back to you. It's so cute. And then they talk so much. They're very vocal cats. So I grew up in the country where we had outside pets only. Like, pets were not allowed inside the house. So I'm used to like barn cats that have never been to the vet. And if it sounds barbaric, I mean, it's just what like cats are like on the farm. Like, the dairy that I worked at had a bunch of cats and they were all like inbred and stuff. And I'm sorry that if that's like gross, but it's, I don't know what to say about it. Like, the farm is just a different place. You can see it as like behind the times in terms of like animal care. But they get fed. They actually get fed like milk, like fresh milk, and oh, I have an electronic thing to send you. But I'll take something in the mail too. And then I'll send you something back. Anyway, so I'm used to cats like being outside in the winter, you know. When we went home, oh, we've heard this song before. When we went home for Christmas this past Christmas, it was fairly cold. It was below 0, I think. And the kittens, they have shelter, they have food, they have water. But then their fur grows really puffy, they're really cute. And you pick them up, they're really sweet. Like, my dad loves the cats. He's a cat whisperer. But when you pick them up and hold them for a little bit and then you set them back down, their paws have warmed up a little bit and then they kind of melt the snow. And then they like walk around shaking their paws. It's kind of sad. I mean, they occasionally get let in the garage. And actually, this last cat that they have, this female cat, who's black, she's really cute, black kitty. And she's like the princess. I'm shocked that my dad lets her in the house, but she gets let in the house. She's a sweetheart too. She purrs, and she slobbers all over you. You guys, I've talked for like 5 minutes about other people's cats, and I haven't even gotten to my own cat. I love cats. So that's how I fell in love with black cats, was my in-laws they still have them. They're kind of old, they're getting older. I don't know if they're as old as Susie, I don't think so. See, this is the trouble with this really sharp tip needle, is that I have tried for like 20 seconds to find that hole. Don't worry, I have more needles coming. I'm not just gonna like suffer with this one. So then when we moved here, when we were living in California, I don't know if any of you have been around since then, but we were living with 2 cats. They weren't ours. 2 gray kitties. One was a Nebulong, which she was long hair, and then, hi Yvonne, and then Sidon was short hair. I think maybe some Russian blue, but I think he was a kind of a stray cat, so he had a little of everything, I think. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Baby kitty. Oh, she's so cute. So then when we moved here, I was like, we're gonna get a cat. That was one thing, like, when I got married, I was like, I'm looking forward to having cat children. Because I love cats. I think that they're so, I feel like cats are a little easier to understand than dogs. Or like, no, I'm not gonna say that. Cats have boundaries, so therefore, like, okay, let me just say what I don't like about dogs. They invade your boundaries so much, and they don't even realize it. Especially if, like, dogs are untrained. And I have, we had a dog growing up, but it was an outside dog. Like, it wasn't, and she didn't, like, jump up on people. She was a German Shepherd. Have y'all seen Shiloh's puppy? X-Stitch MD, she has a little puppy. He's so cute. A little German Shepherd puppy. I mean, I have a soft spot in my heart for German Shepherds because I grew up with one. But I tried to show, here's a funny thing about farm animals, is I tried to, like, I was in 4-H, which is a club for young kids to, like, learn about agriculture, learn about hobbies. I cross-stitched for it. Actually, something hanging up over here, I entered in the county fair. I'll show it to you. Boy, my mind is very wandery today. That's okay. Oh, I can't reach it. It's way up there. I have a cat on my lap. If she leaves, and I remember, I'll show it to you. But it was a bookmark that I entered in the county fair. But I was going to stitch a box of chocolates, and I never did. I got like 4 chocolates in. And I wish that I could find that magazine, because I want that pattern. It's a unicorn. It's kind of a unicorn chart for me. Hey, Ashley. Welcome. Where was I? Farm animals? Dogs? Why I don't like dogs as much as cats. So dogs, it's, unless they have their food or a toy that they're being really territorial about, they usually don't have a lot of boundaries. Or, never mind. They have boundaries, but they, like, are less respectful of boundaries than cats. Let's just say that. They're less respectful of human boundaries. So cats have lots of boundaries, right? Don't touch me there. For Susie, it's don't touch my belly. Don't touch my feet. Don't pick me up. She doesn't like to be picked up. She likes to come to you. Look at this baby. Oh. I'm gonna have to speed up, I'm gonna have to download this and speed it up and do a time lapse of her just chilling. Where's my cat cam? So that's why I like cats more than dogs? Is that where the conversation ends? Is that where I'm done? I don't know. What do you think, y'all? Did I just offend some dog people? Again, dogs are great. I just would rather work for someone's approval than just get it right away. Oh, baby. Susie, you're so cute. I'm sorry that the lights are so bright, but do you see this? I mean, do you see how small this is? Need good light. Every Sunday. I forgot what else I was going to talk about. Look at that cute little bell. It's so cute. I mean, do you see how small this is, you guys? Oh, here's something funny. So this is so small. 56 count. 1/1 full cross. It's so small that sometimes I look at it and I'm not sure if I crossed an X. And I like got really close and I still couldn't tell. It was on the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious one, this one. And I think it was in a like section where it was a light part of the variegation. And I was like, did I cross that? And I had to use my phone camera. I like zoomed in and then I could see if it was crossed or not. It wasn't. It was down here somewhere, I think. But that's how far I am on that. I'm kind of changing it up in the houses like I did when I stitched this pattern before. I really like doing the diagonal, and these are, I stitch a stitch at a time because the variegation changes really quickly in this one. I did running stitches down here, and then I didn't quite like it. I liked how, rusted, not rusted is not the right word, but how quickly the variegation changes, and if you stitch it by running stitches, then you can't see that change as quick. So I did 3 rows of running stitches, 4 rows it looks like. I can tell from the back. Can you tell from the back? Not too well. I don't know if you can tell that it shifts here, but yeah, this is turning out really, really cute. I like it a lot. It's so tiny. This is a 5-inch hoop. And I was like, I like how tight it holds this, and if I have a tapestry tip, then I can stitch pretty quickly on this. If I have a tapestry tip needle. But I need a small one. Right now I have a 28. I have a smaller one coming, a beading tapestry tip. But I'm gonna stitch way more than one project on 56 count at a time. I already know. I already did, because I have 2 started. But I don't want to take this tiny project in and out of the hoop, especially if, this is as big as it will be. So I don't think I'll have to move this. I may have to move it. I don't know. We'll see. Is everybody just real quiet in the chat today? Am I just talking quite a lot, so nobody has anything to contribute to the conversation. I tried to start my live at 10, and then the lag was insane. It was like 50 seconds. No, it was over a minute that it lagged before it popped up that I could start the stream. So I restarted it. What are y'all stitching on? What are you stitching? I think I never got to talk about exchanging with Karen, so Karen sent me this. I wonder if she's here. I hope she's not, because if she is, then it won't be a surprise. But I'm gonna I don't know. I might send her this when I'm finished with it. Oh, I see. Hey, Carol. I'm gonna just keep going down. Let me see. So, variegated. Oh! Baby bell bottoms. That's so cute. Look, I have a baby bell, and you have baby bell bottoms. I understood the assignment. I saw that one just before I popped on here. Oh, cool. Hey, I haven't stitched a full coverage in like 2 months. And I'm okay with it. You know, it's fine. Yes, they're languishing. It's fine. Cross-stitch projects don't have feelings, right? So let's see. Variegated, orange leaves and bell. I guess maybe I'll stitch this flower in orange. I think I might have enough to finish that. And then I do want to do this with the purple. Probably the house will be orange. The hood. The roof will be dark. Purple? It's more like a, I don't know colors. I only know the primary colors. So these are orange and purple, even though they're like probably something different. 1, 2. Is this mauve? Is this mauve? I don't know. The Woman series? What is that? Dream a little dream for me. Yeah, I'll have plenty. See, when this goes well, this needle is great. Like it's I almost cut the needle. Like I started stitching with this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is way too long. And then I was like, what if I just cut it? I might still try it, because I have 4 of them. And I know that this is not going to be my forever needle. My forever choice of needle for this kind of project. Maybe if I'm feeling... Whenever I'm feeling adventurous, I'll pop it out. And I'll use this needle. I can't see my pattern very well. Oh, my baby, baby cat. Oh, my baby, 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 baby cat. Susie cat, Susie cat. She's so cute, isn't she? Isn't my cat cute, everybody? Oh. Yeah, should I send this to Karen? I was like, what do I send her in return? I hope she's not watching. Are you watching, Karen? Maybe she has Super Bowl plans. It's the Super Bowl today. I don't know if I've ever been less in the know about when the Super Bowl is. Like, I've actually watched it for the past couple of years. But this year, I just, like, didn't give one thought to it, and then... Oh, come on. And then I saw somebody talking about it, and I was like, wait, it's the Super Bowl? Whoa. Oops. Yeah, procrastination. You know the song Dalmatian Plantation? From 101 Dalmatians? I rewrote that to be procrastination. It goes like this. Procrastination. 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 That's you and me. Procrastination. 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 Tutor B. What is Tutor B? I don't know anything about all the classic cross-stitch charts. Carol, it's snowed some, but I think it might be like sleety, rainy a little bit. I mean, yesterday it was what, like 65 or something like that? It was warm. Oh, BB. She moved. Oh, BB. Her little leg is in between my legs. Cause she's like, I should have a blanket, but I guess she'll sit on my lap if there's no blanket. Oh my gosh. She melts my heart every time she goes like this. She like slow blinks and closes her eyes. Oh, tired baby. You had such a long night of sleeping, but you're so tired. Such a tired baby. Oh yeah. So there's snow on the cars. Oh yeah, it is snowing. I can see it. Never mind. It is snowing. I was talking about this with my students. Like, I was doing a little bit of discussion on Black History Month because I was teaching them, or I'm teaching them about Lift Every Voice and Sing. And no, it wasn't my students, it was my sister. Like, talking about the geography of the East Coast and not realizing how far south Baltimore is. Like, Washington, D.C. is really far south. It's like Virginia, but it's in between Virginia and Maryland. But like, when I was a kid and I learned the geography of the United States, I learned really well the western states and the central states. But then the East Coast was always kind of just like jumbled up in my mind. I knew the states were there and I learned their capitals. But I didn't know. I probably had to label a map of the United States when I was a kid, but then I don't think like in my adult life, or in my high school years or anything, I never really labeled a map of the states. So then you just kind of like, I don't know, if if you're like me, your brain kind of forgets, you know, exactly where the states are on the East Coast, so they all just kind of jumble together in your brain, and you don't realize how you just like are like, whoa, Maryland is actually further south than you expect. Like, Maryland was actually south of the Mason-Dixon line at some point. It was part of the South. And I think they joined the North eventually. There's some things that I like that are shocking, that I just like am embarrassed that I'm shocked at, because it's like a piece of history or a geographical thing. If you don't use it, you lose it. I've heard that. I've also heard that, like, learning a language outside of a country that speaks it is like I don't know, training wheels. Like it really helps if you immerse yourself in the language by speaking it with native speakers. Yeah, I took French for a quarter per semester in college, in undergrad, my very first semester, I think. Yeah, it was my very first semester. I took it at 5 p.m. It was terrible, but I couldn't fit it anywhere else, and I really wanted to take language. The teacher was really nice, but I don't remember like anything from French. I remember bonjour, comment allez-vous? Je m'appelle Kaylee. I remember there being 6 different verbs, 6 different spellings of every verb, depending on who you were talking to or about. Oh, she's my baby. She's my kitty. I see cat hair. Stretchy girl. Susie does this really adorable thing where she'll just be like chilling and sleeping, and then she'll like stretch one paw out and she'll go like this. And she'll yawn at the same time. It's so cute. And sometimes she like reaches out to you. It's so cute. It melts my heart every time. Every time, baby, you melt my heart. Right? She's so cute. Look at my baby kitty. She's 10 years old, but she's a baby. She's my baby. Yeah. It also, like, it's amazing how much slower our brain processes and remembers information the older we get. Like, when you're a child, your brain is so ready to absorb information. But then, ooh, yeah. But then, you know, your brain develops and doesn't remember things as quickly. Teeny weenies. That's so true, Yvonne. That would be... blah, blah, blah. You know, I used to think that I should only stitch full coverage because I suck at finishing things and I don't like to finish things. but if that's the only reason why I'm not stitching some really great charts, then girl, enough of that. Like, I mean, there shouldn't be any shame in it, but there's less shame in having a pile of finishes than there is in not stitching charts that are really fun to stitch and gorgeous charts. So I've been more and more looking at charts that are not full coverage and that are smaller, and I'm like, yeah, I could just put these in a journal. Maybe my scrapbooking of my greeting cards taught me that. Oh, oops, I pulled kind of hard on it. Do you want to hear something funny that happened this week at school? That I would never acknowledge? In front of the children. I said G-spot. There's a class with 2 students with the same name, and so you call them student G and student W, like their last names, right? And student G was not there, and somebody else sat in her spot, and they were like, "Oh, so and so is sitting in the wrong spot, or they're sitting down. They weren't here last time." And I was like, "Yeah, that's okay. They can sit in student's G spot today." Should I tell that story in my YouTube, in my FlashTube? Do you think it? Not that I am monetized, but is that a reason to get demonetized? Probably not. I shouldn't tell jokes on the live because the lag is just so uncomfortable that then I'm just sitting here laughing at my own joke. And then even if it was funny, it's like still really awkward. Not like really awkward, but a little bit awkward. They can sit in student's G spot. Student G spot. I don't have a lot of unfortunate funny stories like that, but I do have a really good one. Maybe I'll save it. I don't know. Do you want to hear another really funny one? I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. I don't know if you can say that on YouTube. I wonder if it would even get flagged, flogged, flagged, flagged. In the Midwest, they say flag. Oh, I'm sure you have some good teaching stories too. I mean, in music, in choir, there is one of the notes is D, and so if ever a conductor is talking about like how they want a note to be sung, they might say, you know, embrace the note, hold the note longer. And so then anytime they were talking about the note D, it was usually the tenor section that would burst out laughing first, but I'm not going to claim to be the most able to control myself when funny things like that happen. I'm a little inappropriate. She's my baby kitty. She's my baby cat. Oh, baby, baby. It feels really funny. Uh-oh. I'm rustling her too much. Oh, baby. Don't go. We love you. Don't go. Don't go. No. Oh, no. Oh. Knut. Knut. That's funny. I'm inappropriate. I'm inappropriate. That's funny. I missed my baby. I miss my kitty. Where's my kitty? She ran away. Do I want to keep... I kind of feel like... Oh, Kaylee. I just like showed the pattern. Do I want to keep going on this? I think I might want to switch. I might want to do a little bit on supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Do you mind? It's still tiny stitching. I'm still gonna stitch tiny. Excuse me. I think I'm gonna keep going with this needle because I started on this project, or when I first got the needle, I did it on this project for a little bit, but I hadn't I really hadn't gotten the needle feel yet, if you know what I'm saying. Do you remember when Chris Cross Stitch first came on the scene? And he came right out and talked about the needle feel? That's kind of how I became friends with him, was he talked about the needle feel, and then I quizzed Dylan on cross stitch terms and I put that in there. Oh, that's too bad. I reported the weird comment on there, but then it's still on the video or on the recording. Oh well. I can remember what I was doing over here. Dude, the eye of this needle is insanely small. It's smaller than the tread on my fingerprint. And then I choose to thread the side of the thread that is really light thread so I can't see it. There. Got it. See, this thread isn't as long. It's not as long as the ones that I was using. fun. Where's my pattern? This might be some good ASMR here on this one. Okay, don't make fun of me. I have more needles coming. I don't know if you were here when I said this, but I ordered size 12 beading needles with a tapestry tip. But then I was looking at different beading needles and I was like, oh, size 15 looks the thinnest, because I was looking for thin needles to go nicely. But then I got these. Thankfully I did not order more than this because they're extremely long. They're like, how long are they? Does it say on here? No, it doesn't. Where's my measuring tape? Maybe I left it on the table. I don't know. It's really long. I think it's like maybe 2 inches. But this would probably work well for like if you're working with really teeny tiny beads. I mean, it's a beading needle, Kaylee. Come on. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, teeny tiny needles that you can, you know, put a lot on your needle before you pull it through. Can imagine that teeny tiny needles is difficult to work with. What? How many were we doing? 4? One, two, three, 4. So now this needle is thin enough to run underneath the stitches on the back, but it's too long. So I just go with the classic old, you know, hang a tail. Yeah, this is a little more tricky on in a hoop because the fabric is held tighter, and then it's harder to get the hole, because if it's held tight, then the sharp tip will just stick wherever it goes, wherever it's placed. But if it's got a little bit of slack, then it finds the hole a little easier. Fun fact, Kaylee, don't try to cross stitch with embroidery needles. I used to do that. Anybody else used to cross stitch with embroidery needles? And it took like 10 times longer than it should have to complete a project, because you spent more time trying to find the hole than actually, you know, pulling the thread through. This is, okay, so this is probably my main point for advocating for multiple whips. And even multiple whips on the same count fabric, because this is now more variety for me. So that one, the schoolgirls lessons that I was just working on, hang on, it was in hand, it was non-full coverage, it was working on Am I crossing these the right way? Hope so. We're gonna trap that under there. So now this one, I can just look at my pattern and I'm like, okay, I need 4 wide, 5 high. And I can just stitch without looking at the pattern. That's the beauty of block stitching. Do you like block stitching? Do you think it's a waste of time? Do you think it's just part of the process? I hear people talk about that on their floss tubes. They're like, I was just watching a TV show and I needed something that was not very complicated. Right? Yeah, exactly. Or for me, like, if I've been on a project that I have to switch colors really often, I'm just like, just give me a monochromatic piece where I'm not switching. I think that's another reason why I really like smaller counts. It's like you don't have to switch your threads as much. You're not like constantly switching. Let me move this too. Because I seem to want to stitch behind that. Hey, this setup is not bad, right? Maybe the lighting could be adjusted a tish. I have to do it like so that it's like not completely. A nice view of your crotch, Kaylee. We love to see your crotch. My face looks like there. I'll wash out my face. I like this setting because it's super bright and I can see it, the fabric really easily on this setting. Oh, I probably have laundry that's ready to switch. I might go switch it and then come back because I'm having a good time. It's a chill stream today. What do you think, y'all? Chill stream. Talking about cats, talking about 56 count stitching a lot. Yeah. Hannah, I don't know, have you not stitched something monochromatic before? This pattern might have been the first thing that I stitched that was monochromatic. And I do have some in my stash that I bought. Oops. Early on that are monochromatic. Like I got some office themed patterns, but I haven't stitched them. It's really it's a really good way to try variegated thread if you haven't already, in my opinion. Not the same for everybody though. I think that's why I would like it, and also like less color changes. I mean, colors are beautiful. But I think for me, the process of just like not having to worry about more than one color is nice. However, I do get bored. I do get bored sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I've been using this color forever. Hey, Abby! The two that I have been working on today, Yvonne, yes. So this is a 56 count even weave that was sent to me by Karen the Needlebug. And I am using hand-dyed silk from Almond M&M's Ymir. She has a 12-ply silk that, here, let me show you. I don't know if you've heard me talk about this before, but I could talk about this forever. So I got a couple of her silks in a floss box. So that's what this green one is. And if I just show you one. So there's 12 strands. And it's very, very delicate. Right, so normal DMC or six ply floss, where you have to separate from the 6 strands. Lip, 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 lip. And then here's the 12 ply, the green. So the floss is incredibly thin, otherwise I wouldn't be able to stitch 1/1 full cross. However, I do have a full coverage piece that I haven't actually taken out in a long time. It's back in that bag back there. Oh, I could show you my music bookmark. That is on 40 count, and I'm doing it half stitch with DMC colors. So it's just small enough to where you can use 1 strand, and the stitches are really nice and tight. They're not super tight, but I don't know if I would try it on 56 count. 56 count is... Especially since I have, you know, the flosses now. I got that bag for free because I signed up for text notifications. Okay, rewind like 45 minutes. I was talking about entering stuff in the county fair, and this is what I entered. I told this story on like my 3rd video, I think it was. But I had cross stitch as a hobby when I was little, and then I wanted to enter it in the county fair. And if you're like me, you procrastinate on stuff, and so I was trying to stitch the box of chocolates from Just Cross Stitch magazine, 92 I think it was. I want to find that chart because I eventually want to stitch it. But then, so I was like, I need a quick project. So looked in mom's stuff, we found this. And this was the days where I thought everything should be stitched with 3 strands, regardless of the size of the count. I thought that everything should be on 18 count. This was definitely stitched with an embroidery needle. Definitely. So it's like really thick. But it's really cute, yeah? And this is kind of warped. Have you ever gotten fabric that is not square? I got some stuff from Joanne, and this is not square. These are not square. They're like a little taller than a square, and it's really annoying. I don't know what to do with this fabric, because I'm sure as hell not gonna stitch anything on it if they're not square. I measured it too. I was like, this doesn't look square, and sure enough, it was like 14 stitches per inch, and then the other way was like 12 stitches per inch. I was just like, what? MCG Textiles. I need to try other silks. I have not tried very many other. I mean, I haven't tried any other silks other than Ymir's. My floss stash is most of the DMC, they're back there. And then whatever is on this wall. Look at that. Whatever's on this wall. So this is Almond M&M's December box. This is Almond M&M's spring collection. It was it was like the second release, I think, that she did. And I was like, ooh, I was attracted to her little floss nuggets. Hey, we got to the end of the page of music. Let's get some more. Mm-hmm. And then this is also from the December floss box. It was a Hank. Then I got her Reds Explorer pack, which this came in, and the Rosé. And I do have some DMC variegated bit back here. Boy, the lighting is not good. I have some DMC variegated. I got these because I was going to stitch some Makers of Crap goods. I was going to stitch some ponies. I got some ponies blackwork patterns, but I haven't worked on a blackwork piece in a long time. And then these were like either unmarked DMC or old DMC that did not look the same color as a newer skein, which dye lots, whatever, but I just like threw them on here. Part of me like doesn't have the heart to throw them out, but they're probably really crappy because they're old. I inherited my mom's collection of DMC, and some of them are very old. Like from, well, maybe not like as old as some people's collections. Not naming any names. Just kidding. But they're probably from the late 80s or 90s. Yeah. I missed some of these. You're finishing it with the... Yay! Hannah, start all the things. Wait, Abby, are you saying that Joanne has MCG Textiles and it's crap? Where's another one of these? Is that what you're saying? I mean, it's made in China, so I'm sure it's made like super duper cheap. Because it was cheap. Yeah, this is junk. Like, should I try to like give it away? I'm wondering if maybe this would be good for like. Do you know of anybody who like puts together starter cross stitch kits? Because maybe that would be okay. Or, oh no, maybe I shouldn't say that, because what if somebody like tries to do a cross stitch project and they're like, wait, you're supposed to, the squares are supposed to be super square, and then they're like, but they're not, and then get discouraged. See, I heard MCG Textiles and I was like, oh, that must be a floss dyer that I don't know. What happened with my... Why isn't it focusing anymore? You see that? It's not focusing. What are you doing? Autofocus. Camera. Treated as scrap. Yes, Yvonne, I have one started currently, or I'm doing the 2022. Let me, whoops, bump. Let me show it to you, because I actually put in some stitches on it, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to get back to this. I need to work on this. This one is on 32 count, and 32 count is maybe about as small as I would go with one strand of DMC or, you know, regular 6-ply floss. But this is, I got the first part of her name, Engeltje. Engeltje. But it's, you know, maybe I got a different setting on it. On my camera. I think because I switched the camera, it like lost the settings that it had, like the good settings that it had. That's not cool. You're welcome. Oh, there we go. That's good. So this is 32 count. And this is full cross. So the stitches are a little beefier. A little more beefy. But this is not, this is nowhere near finish on January. I think it's maybe like 30% or something. Kind of like having the option of just like stuff that was right on the edge of January and being able to like stitch through it on February. I kind of like that idea. Yeah, I need to get back to that too. I don't really want to fall behind. Here I am saying like exactly what I hear everybody say about stitch alongs. I don't want to fall behind. That's a good idea. Use this as backing. I might just like pad. Maybe put it like behind framed things. Just to pad it a little bit. You know, I'm also... This happens every Sunday. I get on the live and I talk about all these things that I am thinking about. It's not quite a musings, because I do have musings for my next floss tube. But then I'm like, oh, I should record my floss tube today because I have so much to talk about. So much to do. So much to look at. Thank you, Yvonne. I'm using another... This channel is basically just an advertisement for Almond M&M's flosses. Because literally everything that I've showed you except that music bookmark has been with her threads. Fibers. Fibers. How do you... Fiber. Is that how you say... Is that a British accent? Fibers? Fiber? Fiber? Sorry British people. So when I was a teenager, I thought I was so good at a British accent. And I was out shopping with my friend. And I thought it was really funny to just like talk in a British accent. Like in front of the cashier and stuff. And I actually like convinced somebody that I was British. I was like commenting on toilet paper or something. And mind you, this is in North Dakota. Like we don't meet any people other than white people in North Dakota. But she's like, wow, she's really surprised that we have toilet paper here or something. Like it was something really dumb. But I convinced them that I was from the UK by talking in a British accent. Little did I know it was probably like British / Australian / European. I put on a romantic playlist today. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Might have to do a floss tube extra of like of my wish list. So when I got back into cross stitching after the pandemic, or during the pandemic. What am I saying? We're still in the pandemic. During the pandemic, I like started looking on Etsy because the first pattern I found was a United States pattern, and that's what I had stitched in my most recent edition of, hey, I'm cross-stitching. What do you call that? Like period of time where you're like, oh, I'm cross-stitching again. Because a lot of people, it seems like a lot of people picked it back up during the pandemic. Anyway, so then I started looking at all the United States ones, and then right, Abby? And then I found, you know, the set of 50 patterns. And then I, like, started more full coverage stuff. I found a humongous one, which I have not touched since... I mean, since May, I've only touched it once. May of last year. Or June, maybe. Oh, it was June, because I did monogame. Black and white monogame. So I started a bunch of full coverage. I started, not a bunch, I started one in 2020. No, I started, because I started the big USA one in 2021, January 2021. So I started one in January. I started one in April. The sunset on 40 count with Lindsay. I don't know if Lindsay's still here yet. Not with her. Because of her, because Lindsay sent it to me. It was my first Happy Mail. She sent me a hate, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited! And then I started another in September. The Stitchin' Mommy Turns 40 Sal. The Barnyard Animals, also on 40 count. Cross country. And then I started another in November. The Starry Cats for Van Govember. So I like, sometimes I think about my haids and I'm like, oh, I don't have very much progress on them. And then I remember that I started four full coverage projects in a year. Thankfully, I don't really have any that are like on the top of my wish list. And I actually have not purchased any other full coverage patterns, but I do have a couple freebies from Paid. They have a really pretty parrot that's like really colorful, bright pastel-y colors. 1, 2, 3. We're on top of a window here. On the windowsill. I mean the window, top of the window. It's especially hard to count this stuff. This 56 count. 4. Why was I going on that rant? Oh yeah, because I haven't touched my full coverage in like since November. 4. And I have one 2020 whip. That's a full coverage. The picture of me and my husband. 5, right? Is that 5? That's 5. Okay, and then... So do I need to go... Yep. Ooh, Hannah, do it. Do you wanna sell Create a hashtag because I need to pull mine back out. Which one are you more curious to start? 25 or 28? And are you doing one strand over one, or are you doing two strands over one half stitch? What are you doing? Tell me everything! I try to err on the side of doing heights with half stitch because it just takes so long and there's lots of stuff to stitch. Anybody watch Kim Hollenbeck? Spartan Stitcher. She does all of her heights half stitch. All of them. And she has a bunch of them. Like, that's primarily what she does. She has a few non-full coverage, but like mostly it's her Haid or full coverage pieces. You know what's funny? I would have never anticipated that the cross-stitch community would have a product that is like, you call it by the name brand thing instead of like the actual thing that it is. Like Haid full coverage cross-stitch project, Kleenex tissue. You know what I mean? Like, medication, you know? You call it by the name brand instead of Advil instead of ibuprofen. Advil is ibuprofen, right? And Tylenol is the other one. That's a good Hannah, that's a good way to ease yourself into it. Like, if you only have one on 18, then yeah, start the 25 first so you get used to it. Because that's what I did. I only worked on 18 count. My two hards. Oh yeah, start them both. And don't be afraid to switch it up. That's what I really, really like. Hey, Michael. You haven't been chatting? Is that why you said no chat? Hannah, that's what I really like about stitching tiny projects. Like, just to try one of those things. I mean, I didn't do that. I just started huge things. But like, maybe you would want to try like a small full coverage thing. Right now, I'm talking about difference between different counts for large full coverage projects. You know, it'd be really cute. Oh, hi chat. I see. Michael made a chart. And that would be really cute on tiny fabric. Maybe I'll do it on 40 count. Or 32 count. Oh, I have so many projects I want to do. I need to put that in my little book. Because I haven't written that down yet. Do you want to see my little cross stitch planner? I got this because I bought, what shop was it? I don't know. I bought a lifetime access to an Etsy shop, cross stitch patterns. Or Hannah, procrastinate. Nobody's telling you that you need to finish it right now. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Like, it's not going to disappear. When you get the backstitching bug, then just backstitch. It's your hobby. There's no shame in finishing later. No. Oh, yeah. Yeah, minis, that'll be fine too. I'm talking like teeny tiny ones. Like I discovered from stitching one of these that I was like, oh, I need to do a Haid on 28 count 1/1 full cross. I need to. Even though it's gonna take forever, and I went against my, oh, I'm only gonna stitch in half stitch. I was like, I just love the delicateness of 28 count. The coverage is really great. I was just like, I'm gonna do a Haid this way. A largish Haid. Stitch patterns, thank you, Zoe. I did, Michelle. Oh, it's so pretty. We should show the people if you don't know. La, la, la. Let me see if I can pull up your Instagram page to show the people what we're talking about. Okay, that's taking forever. So I got this on the Stitch Patterns Etsy shop. I wonder if they're I should check and see if it's still on sale. The sale ended 24 hours ago, and that was 5 days ago. Or the sale ends in 24 hours, 5 days ago. What is wrong with my... Something's wrong with my internet. Ah! I know, I love the teeny tinies. Okay, well, this is not loading. I don't know what's going on. Hell, I'll try again in a sec. Oh no, girl! Hannah, tell her to mind her own business. Get her own hobby. Yep, I agree. I have a 2/1 on 20 count and I hate it. I hate it. It's taken me so long to finish it. Anyway, I bound this myself with packing tape. And I printed them 4 pages per page. Because I don't want to waste a whole bunch of ink. And I like tiny things, so... Oh, I need to put my name here. So then, here's my wish list. This is items that I've not bought yet, but I would like to stitch. And these are in no particular order. So here's things that I want to stitch tiny. All of the ink circles, Cirque du something, like Circus of Hearts, Circus of... I should make this a floss tube extra, shouldn't I? I should tour my planner and stuff. Because then people are going to inspire me and they're going to be like, oh, I'll stitch that with you, and then I'll start all the things, I'm sure. Yeah, if you haven't seen those patterns, they're really nice. I'll eventually do a future starts video that I haven't purchased yet. Modern Folk Embroidery, Summer Kaleidoscope. Have you seen that one? It's big. It's really big. But it also would look amazing tiny. And I'm like, I mean, I can always get more, but I am pretty sure that actually 2 skeins of Ymir's floss would probably be enough for it. I don't know. We'll see, though. I want to do Summer Kaleidoscope. I really like that pattern, I Am No Bird. Why would you give it to me? Stitchy kindness. I mean, if you really want to give it to me. Yeah, that's the one. There's four of them. There's triangles, diamonds, circles, hearts. And then there's another circle one that's like 4 quadrants of the same thing, I think. I mean, this one is definitely a mandala, so it would be a lot of the same stitching, but like, I haven't followed this hashtag on Instagram yet, but I'm sure some people have stitched it, but it looks so cool because you feel like it. Yeah, I'm No Bird. I don't know. I don't know if I'll stitch that one, but it's on my wish list. I like it. A tiny pilgrim by Long Dogs, like a tiny Long Dog samplers pattern. Like, you know how Pandemic ends up being like enormous on 18 count? Imagine if you stitched it like, it would be a quarter of that. I'm not gonna stitch Pandemic. I don't, maybe eventually, I don't know. I have not, sorry Abby, I'm gonna offend you. I'm not like a huge fan of alphabets. I'm not opposed to words, but I'm kind of opposed to alphabets. I don't know why. I just like, why stitch the alphabet when you could stitch like a word of what it says? And maybe that's me like not being brave enough to, you know, chart my own words. Isn't that what they're meant to do though? Like, aren't you supposed to like chart your own words on samplers and stuff? Okay, I don't know. Maybe this should be amusing and I'll have like a whole bunch of people be like, Kaylee, get out of this community, you know nothing. I had this idea yesterday, you guys. Quirky Quakers. Teeny tiny Quirky Quakers. Sorry, I got so excited that my throat got really dry. So I'll lubricate it with a dry coffee caffeine drink. Calm down, Kaylee. Ugh. It's what I liked, yeah. So you stitched the circles when? Is it in one of your finished videos and I haven't seen it yet? And then you were like, oh, I actually didn't really like stitching it, but I bought the pattern? Tell me more! I mean, I'll take it. You guys, Quirky Quakers, can you imagine how small they would be? Because like, aren't they like, if you stitched on 40 count, wouldn't it be like over 2? Wouldn't it be kind of like this big? So if you stitched a Quirky Quaker on 56 count over 1, it would be like, oh! So there's like over 13 of them, so I might buy like 2 of them a month. I don't know. Imagine how cute those would be though. On the teeny tiny. Here's what I need, is I need Zweigart to start manufacturing 56 count again, and I'm gonna even weave, and then I'm gonna have to have people like start dyeing that ish, because if I can have all the beautiful things that people do stitch on beautiful fabrics, but teeny tiny, there's no more that I need in life. Like, come on. Okay, here's my Craftivism section. I would like to buy some patterns from Stitchy Princess. I'm not quite sure what was happening there, but something happened there, and I was like, I need to buy something from her. Them. I'm assuming it's a woman. I don't know. Is it I wrote this down like weeks ago. Is it too late? It's never too late. Chin Up, Fangs Out by Dr. Christie. I need to get that one. But I just had bought a bunch, bought like 3 of her other ones. MLK Sampler, obviously the Rosina, or sorry, that's not the Rosina one. It's never too late to do the right thing, or it's always the right time to do the right thing. That one. Oh, of 100 charts. Yeah. That's funny. Rosina Deseri. Craftism, right? Trans Tapestry style. Like, that's what I need somebody to dye for me. Is that. I'm sure there's a 32 count out there that's really beautiful that I could stitch on that. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting on the guilt of buying a bunch of things already to go away. Humans are humans. Are humans. There's a pattern on Etsy. I don't know if y'all have seen that one, but it popped up on my Etsy. And then Sal's or random things. Ink circles. More ink circles. The Kitten's Mittens. I saw somebody stitching that and I was like, that's really cute. Maybe I'll stitch it. Arranging for orchestra because music. Possum. Oh yeah. The Possum by Mama Witch. I don't remember like where to find that, but that's why I wrote it down. Etsy. That's really cute. I want to stitch that. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I think I want to stitch it, maybe, I don't know. This is my brain, you guys. I'm like, this is what the stitchy bug feels like, isn't it? Like, you have so many things that you want to stitch, so many things that you want to start, so many things that are in your stash that you need to stitch. Is my microphone a little too loud? It keeps showing up yellow, and I think that might actually be a little louder than it needs to be. What is my volume? See, you know, here I am, a year into, oops, no, not that. What am I trying to do? Here I am, like, a year into streaming, and I still have not, like, really figured out what the volume level should be. This is my brain, okay? It's like really, really running. Hannah, glad to be an inspiration. Glad to be an enabler for the tiny things. Hey, you saved floss. You saved floss. Floss. You saved fabric. Like, the piece that Karen sent me, a 56 count, was big. It's like, I don't know what the fat quarter, fat half things are. I think it might be a fat half. That might be the one, Michal. The possum with the banjo. Probably. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. So yeah, wish list. And then if I need more pages, I'll just go in that PDF, choose the pages to print. That's what I did originally. Like this planner is much more in depth. It has project trackers on it, but I have my other notebook for that. Okay, then it's completed projects, which I am keeping track of in my other notebook, but you know, why not keep track of things twice? Because you don't feel like you're doing it in a neat way, so you like print out something else and you keep track of it there too. This is like me and attendance. Like, I'm keeping track of attendance in 2 different places for school. I feel especially like my brain is, because it is on medication right now. Save the fabric! Save the fabric is so right. Like, I need to go in all of the groups on Facebook, or I need to get my friends who are in those Facebook groups, because I'm not a huge fan of having my cross-stitching hobby attached to my personal Facebook. I don't know why. I don't know. If I'm on Facebook, it's because I need a break from my brain and sometimes cross-stitch. I don't know. I just don't want to, I don't want to be in a lot of groups on Facebook. I am in some, and they kind of annoy me. I'm like, why am I seeing cross-stitch on my Facebook feed? I see this on my Instagram. Anyway, completed projects. This year I've completed 4. Moroccan Sampler, Betsy Bird. That's embarrassing that's... Okay, whatever. Cat with the Fish, and Little Lamb. Did I show you that? Yeah, I showed you that. Did I? I put it on Instagram. Here's my little lamb. Yeah, I kind of like Mill Hill, but I'm distracted with other things now, so... But it's really cute, isn't it? Pew! Oh my gosh, Susie just pooped. Oh, Susie! Oh my gosh. This happened before on a live, didn't it? I've been live for an hour and 50 minutes and I don't want to stop. So don't feel bad if you're leaving. Okay, completed projects. Pattern inventory. This is like stuff that I have that I should start because I have it. Cross stitch for the earth. I have more of those that I want to do. More of the miniatures. This texture. What are you talking about? The texture of my brain right now? It's pretty stimulating. Cliffside Stitches. I'm gonna start the Greek. That's actually kitted. I said this earlier, but I have never actually kitted a project and had it sit in a bag ready to go. I've never done that because I just start it. I just start stuff. Like I know that I have the things that I need and then I just start it. Or if I don't, then I start it and work around the stuff that I don't have yet. Okay, and then I need to do Dr. Christie's, those 3 that I bought. Oh yeah, the texture of the beads. Yeah, it's really nice. I have a U.S. flags, USA pattern that has like the map of the United States and then it's the flags. I bought that a long time ago. I should start that. Sing a sampler. I still have that I need to start. The Baltimore Ballpark, which is a really old pattern. I do have more patterns in my inventory. These were just ones that like are on my quick radar, on the list of 100, as Abby says. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna spray some team just started. Yep, yeah, me too. I'm getting there. Eventually, I'll have like over 20 whips, which is like 20 whips. I'm on a finishing kick, you know, right now. Like, I'm on a starting kick, but I'm also on a finishing kick. Where did I find this book? Yvonne, this is the Stitch Patterns on Etsy. They have a few different, here, let me see if I can find it. Why is my internet being weird? It's going really slowly, I don't know why. But they have a few different cross-stitch patterns, or cross-stitch planners, PDFs that you can print out. So if you don't have a color printer, you know, it's not gonna, I mean, this, I don't know why this looks like this. It's supposed to be color. Maybe the color ran out in my printer. Bye, Abby. Bye. Okay, I'm sorry I don't have a link for you, Yvonne. It's not going, but if you comment on this video after it posts, then I'll remember to send it to you. Or send me a message on Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna go spray some air freshener because it stinks. And I'm also going to switch over my laundry because it's laundry day and I want to keep streaming. If y'all want to keep hanging, you can leave, you can stay, I don't care. But I want to keep going because I'm having a good time. I don't know about you. So let me move my camera so you can admire my docious. My docious while I go do that. A farmer's planter's calendar. Oh, that would be cute. Okay, admire my docious. I'll be back. Okay, it just smells like poop wrapped in bed sheets. Yes, what is everybody working on? I'm back. Thank you for being patient. There's still 11 people here, so I guess we're gonna keep going with our 11 people. Somebody else is back. Susie! Who's got the cutest pet on the internet? I have this one so cute. Oh, you can't even see her face. Hi, BB. Oh, BB. Susie, BB. Hello. Shut your dang mouth. You're too... Look at how cute she is. See, I think she kind of likes this cave thing, you know? Now she can peek around it. Look, Dylan's coming out and she's like, who is it? No, I don't need him to see me. She's just like, I feel protected. I had that because we have an organizer over our toilet because our bathroom is very small. So we bought an organizer thing. But then I couldn't nail this on the back of it because there was a, oops, I just kicked her. There was a towel hook on the wall that was in the way. So I couldn't put that on the back of it. Otherwise I would have had to like move it out. Move the thing. I think I want to go back to my other one. I think I want to go back to the other 56 count thing. This has been me lately. I'm like, well, I'm working on this project, but I want to work on something else. And then I just switch. Before I would be like, no, you have to only work on one a day. I don't know why. Or I would like, I don't know, I would just push through, I guess. Are these windows parallel? I am using Almond M&M's 12 ply silk. So, have I showed you this? Miha, have you seen this? Garden vegetables. I'm sorry. Somebody else told me about other patterns. Yvonne, I'm sorry. You said CM Designs. Carol Manning? Is that who you're talking about? You know, I should have a page on here for like stuff that people tell me about during my lives. I can have that. So here's how I keep track of my... Here, oh wait, let me write this down before I forget. Let me do another section of... stuff people tell me about. Stuff from lives. CM Designs. Hi, Joy. It is pretty tiny. I'll show you, Mihail. I'll show you a little bit of what I have. I think Ymir has stitched some Carol Manning. Kathy Barrick. See, these are all names that I have heard on FlossTube. Like I watch people in there and they say, "Oh, this is Carolyn Manning. This is Kathy Barrick." Garden vegetables. But then I'm not the best at spelling. But then I'm like, I'm a full coverage stitcher. I stitch full coverage projects. Oh, I don't like alphabets. And now here I am, you know, I found a different obsession that is leading me to all of these different kinds of patterns. What color? I want green. Yeah, so I used to think, oh, I should only work on one thing a day. But no. Hashtag Sweewee. Sweewee. I think I might create another hashtag off of Sweewee. That's... it's got some inappropriate Kaylee twist on it. Okay, let me show you this and then I'll show you the flosses. Oh. Here's some other stuff that I wrote down from a live. This is how I keep track of daily stitches. So I write the month and then the project, how many stitches I stitched, and then any notes, like either progress or if it was a new start or finish, which I did not write down yet yesterday. Schoolgirl lessons. And I didn't count stitches, but I'm gonna say new start. And I think I might start color coding these too, because if it's a project that will take a while, then I count up the days and I write the days on like how many days I stitched and on the project tracker. So here's my FOP piece, my full coverage, all the information, and then how many I stitched in that month. I made a project tracker for myself, but it was not a paper version. It was a PDF, and I'm not super good at updating the PDF things. I'm better about doing the paper because it's less steps to get it out, right? So then I write down like the percentage, how many days I worked on it, percentage at the end of the month, how many days I worked on it. So I might color code that. I need to put some other ones on here. I've done like my larger projects here. Barnyard. Oh, see, I have Modern Folk Embroider on here. I need to put this project, Super Cow, on here. 1 page per project. Okay, so then I keep track of that, and then I can keep track of how many days I stitched and how many stitches and whatnot. This is a new system for me, so I kind of like it. Did y'all notice how the music was quiet and so I was just like chill? We should rewind and see what kind of music was happening when I was really excited. I promise that I remember that I was going to show you some flosses, Michal. So I think Leonie ordered this, the December floss box. Oh, don't do that. My phone is only up 47. So this is from a floss box, and Ymir packages her skeins in like little tiny nuggets. You know how yarn is like twisted and then it's like twisted around itself and packaged that way? That's how she does her floss. It's really cute. That's part of the reason why I bought her floss to begin with, because it just comes in such cute little nuggets. It's so cute. But I put them on my Susie floss tags. So this was 31 days of flosses. Uh-oh, there we go. 31 days of flosses, lots of variegated flosses. And these I'm just going to like you know, see if they substitute well. Like, oh, let me show you. I actually did one. I should just show this in my floss tube instead of take time from my live to talk about it, but whatever. Yay! Ooh. That'd be cool. If you hear some weird noises, it's because Dylan is warming up on trumpet, so you might hear some funny stuff. Okay, and then Ymir, also in the floss box, there were a couple of variegated 12-ply flosses. So that is silks that are 12 strands instead of 6. And this, when I tell you that these last a long time, they last a long time. Like, they last a long time. I'll show you what I've used. So this is these came in regular skeins, which I cut into, I think they cut into 8 lengths. And my lengths are, these ones I cut a little shorter because they're fancy floss, but this is one length, and then if I'm using one strand, I cut it in half, and I stitch with that. These, mind you, these are from like 3 different collections, three different orders. She gave a whole hank, in the box came a whole hank of this. Variegated floss. This one's really pretty. I'm using this for the Modern Folk Embroidery one, but I have a bunch of it, and I don't know if I'm, like, am I ever gonna use all that? Probably not. Maybe it'll just be like, I don't know, my Stitchy Kindness or something. I'll send them a couple strands of that. Or a skein or something, I don't know. I don't know how many skeins she gets out of a hank. And then she also includes some of these. I kind of wish I would have gotten the November box or the October box, but I wasn't on it when she was advertising it. So then there's a couple of these, which are single bobbins, single ply floss that she bobbinates. I think there might still be something on her stories of her bobbinating, but she has a winder thing. So then these are all 1 ply, but this is the, for those of you who don't know, he's buzzing on his mouthpiece. That's what Dylan is doing. So, yeah, this would be for maybe a smaller project. Whoops, my bad. But then there are a couple that are that 12-ply silk. I don't know how. I can't imagine, like, a very flatulent ghost. Oh, that's funny. I can't imagine, like, packaging these. I just want to say again, if anybody's watching and you've been here for a long time, do not feel bad about leaving, because I'm in a mood where I'm just going to be on here for however long I feel like, and it might be a while. Like, I might even go get something to eat, because I'm just having so much fun talking to y'all. And I don't care if anybody's listening. I'm having fun talking to myself too. Anyway, some of these are the 12-ply silk, like this Anthurium Fire. This is the teeny tiny. That came in a Red's Explorer pack that Ymir has. I don't know if she ships to the UK. I would guess maybe not. Maybe not. How easy is it to send something to the UK from the US right now? Anybody know? Anyway, so there's these, which are these are really pretty. These are so pretty. I kind of want to stitch the schoolgirl lessons with this too. That looks like it has some really beautiful variegation. And the one I'm using for this, blah, 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 that's Firefly, which the variegation is very slow on this, so it goes from orange to purple, but not very quickly. So I'm sort of fussy cutting and stitching Some parts in orange, some parts in purple. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Okay, maybe I don't want to be stitching on that right now. Maybe I do want to be stitching on this. Or maybe I want to switch to a completely different project. I don't know. I need to like not show you everything that I'm going to show in my floss tube, right? I need to have some surprises. My frame is crooked over there. Do you hear that Dylan is in the same key as the music? He's singing, or he's playing the third. Do, re, mi. So he's not in the same key, but it's... It was so weird to hear him playing in a different key. Okay, and do you want to hear my needle talk, Mikhail? Since I'm taking it you weren't here at the beginning of the stream. Everybody who's been here from the beginning is like, oh, she's gonna talk about needles again. You might find it interesting because I'm using a ridiculous needle. You know, I used to, or on some things I would not be happy about this right here. So this is a lighter part of the variegation, and then because I jumped down here, and I guess it happened here too, because I jumped down here, the variegation like is in stark contrast from one row to the next. But the variegation in this floss changes quite quickly, so I'm like, you know what, it's actually the floss that is doing that. Even if I would have like tried to plan out where I make the transition, like to make sure that I don't have like a light stitch right next to a dark stitch right here. Even if I tried to plan that, I maybe would plan that with a slower variegation, like a slower shift in the variegation. Alexander. Okay. Oh no. Good luck, Christy. Work on something else, or fix it. Whatever blows your skirt up. That's probably not the appropriate expression there. Whatever floats your boat. How about that? There's a saying for Ilonka. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever makes you happy. I can't believe that people are still watching me. I usually get bored of a stream. Maybe people are popping in and out. Yeah, okay. So we need to do this. Are you gonna get back to streaming, Mikhail? Or have you been and I just have not been in them? He's not too loud to you, is he? The trumpet? I can turn down my gain. Oh, that's his... Oh. I was like, I hear a drone. But it's Dylan. He practices with a drone. Oops. That means that he's practicing with a note that stays. And that helps him tune all the other notes that he's playing. Yeah. You know what I haven't filmed in a long time? ASMR. I think when I think about filming an ASMR, I just imagine not being able to talk to my friends. I want to talk to my friends. But that's not the purpose of the ASMR video. I actually am not like a huge fan of... Okay, good. I can just hear it really well because I'm plugged right in and I have headphones on. I was saying I'm not like a huge fan of ASMR talking. Like people whispering into the mic. I don't think I really like that. That's not the right hole. I can't think of... What was I gonna say? I had the thought right in my brain. I can't wait for those other needles to arrive so I can try them. I think that's what I'm waiting for to fill my floss tube. That, and I have stuff to do today. Even though it's streaming day, I still have to do my lesson plans, finalize them. And... what else do I have to do today? Yeah, finalize lesson plans. Oh, I didn't even talk about this yesterday. We went to Philadelphia. We're about an hour on a toll road. We're an hour and 40 minutes away from Philly. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And because Dylan's trumpet teacher lives there in Philadelphia, and sometimes it's better for his teacher, because his teacher commutes from Philly, so he commutes to Baltimore every weekend. And this weekend there's a recital that Dylan is playing in, and I think he has something else, to do. And he teaches on Sundays and Mondays, but his schedule is like really packed. So Dylan was like, I'll just drive to Philly and take a 2-hour lesson instead of a 1-hour lesson. And so I went with him because, you know, road trip. Oh, that's right. Okay, Lindsay. Suzy Cam. Oh, that's right. That would be really good for the ASMRs, having a Suzy Cam. I forgot I used to do that, Cat Cam. It's really good. See you later. Airports are weird. Like, you can't really make your determination of the city based on the airport. Because there's all different kinds of people in the airport. Oh my gosh, this is annoying. This is where I couldn't find the hole before. This is why I don't like this sharp needle. It's harder to get, you know, the clean... Get it clean in the hole. Not good. There were Mormons outside? That's funny. Did you like it? Did you like the show? I loved it. It was so funny. Oh. Yeah, so in Philly, last time we went up there, it was October? No, it was November, because I was stitching on a Van Govember thing while listening to his lesson. But this time I didn't wait inside the house. I went to a coffee shop and I just sat and I stitched on this. I actually just stitched all the bottom of this house while sitting in the coffee shop. Philly's an interesting city. Bye, Carol! I might be here. I don't know, I'm enjoying myself. Might switch projects. Yeah. I love, there's a series on YouTube that is like talking about the production of Book of Mormon and the, like the beginning stages of it and how they made changes based on the cast. So the guy who plays Elder Price, the guy who sings Turn It Off, he was actually originally just cast in the beginning, like the opening scene, as Elder Price. No, not Elder Price. McKinley? Elder McKinley? But, so they... Like, the people in the beginning are not the same people as when they get to Uganda and there's the guys there, but they are played by the same people. I thought something that was really funny about the Broadway show was that, like, when they were saying goodbye to their parents were played by some of the ensemble, but all the ensemble is basically men. And so, like, it was so funny to see, or not like haha there's a man in a dress, but like how many layers there are to those actors' abilities. Like, they can play a mother, a doting mother, they can play a straight and proper Mormon. They can dance, they can sing, they can tap, they can do all of it. Yeah. It's really, really cool to see that on a professional level, because that's something that sometimes you have to do. Yeah, I don't know why I talked about that so much. Shouldn't be something that, like, I don't know. It's just normalize men playing women. LOL! That's originally how stage was performed. Men played everybody. We've come full circle. Because women weren't allowed to act. That's funny. This is a classic Kaylee overthinks a thing. Whoops. Anyway, so like it was really cool to see that on a professional level, because I've been in a lot of community productions where like you do recycle actors, but it's because you don't have enough people to play all the other roles. So you have people playing multiple ensemble members, but then it was really cool to see that in a main production. I would love to do that. Like if I had taken auditions and stuff, Broadway would be really fun. I don't think I guess I would just need to take a bunch of classes. That's something that I kind of wish that I would have taken as dance classes when I was in college. Like tap. I think I have okay rhythm. So I could have done tap. Uh-oh. It's too small, I can't see it. I think I'm making mistakes. I think I crossed one like right in the middle of a thread. We're just gonna go like this. I mean, literally no one will know. It's way too tiny to tell. Is my internet working again? Nope, not really. I don't know why I can't. My internet is weird right now. It's like not letting me open a new tab. It's like loading. It's weird. But then the stream is still fine. Ooh, jazzy. Bum, 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 Where's that Susie? She's sitting on the chair. She's just chilling. I can't wait until Susie explores other parts of her cat tree. Because right now she only sits on the top. And I want her to sit, like I want her to, there's a little house thing, I want her to go in there. I think I'm gonna switch to my regular old needle to finish this thread. And then I'm feeling a switch to 16 count. Because I'm almost done, or I'm not almost done, but I'm getting fairly close on my seasonal earth pattern. Okay, so here's the difference. Like, whoop, this needle is much thicker. Okay, bye, Michiel. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, this needle is so short. Been stitching with this long needle. So if you're still watching and you have been paying attention, yay! Ooh, Hannah? That's excellent. If you have been watching me and paying attention to how quickly or how fast I've been stitching, you might be able to tell that this is way faster. Because this is a tapestry tip needle. That means that it's not like super sharp. Some of you might know this, you probably know this, but for those of you that don't. And in that case, oh, I definitely just crossed that the wrong way. Ain't nobody frogging 56 count in this house. So this goes much faster because the more rounded tip finds the hole easier. It finds the hole that I'm aiming for easier. So this goes much faster, but the needle is still pretty thick. So I'm hoping to find the happy medium in the ones that I ordered, in that they'll be thin enough so that the stitches, like, I don't know, you can't tell too much of a difference, but I think that the stitches are probably neater with a thinner needle. And one that if it has a sharp tip, I talked about this at the beginning, if it has a sharp tip, then it's more likely to like not go right in the hole where the threads meet, but it'll snag some of the thread. And so the floss will be pulled through not just the hole, but also some of the fabric weave. Hey! Pulled pork for the Super Bowl. Who's gonna win? I guess I'm cheering for LA because I used to live there. And then the other team is gonna lose. What's the other team? I guess that's maybe, I don't care about football. My internet isn't working. What's the other team playing? Oh yeah, Tom Brady retired, right? Yeah, I think with the thicker needle it pushes the fabric around a little bit more, like it kind of bends it out of shape. That's why I prefer to use a hoop with this needle, because it keeps the fabric stretched a little bit better and probably doesn't, there's less of a chance of it warping. I do find myself like either holding this at a distance or like looking at it through on the screen through the video and being like, wow, that is tiny. I don't know, I guess your eyes kind of get used to it after a little while. Like, as much as one's eyes can get used to stitching on such tiny stitches. But I keep looking over and I'm like, wow, tiny. Maybe I'll stop at 3 hours. That's kind of a long time. I don't know. But what if I still feel like being on here? No, I should, whoop. I should sneak some lesson planning in between my strands. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll I'll work on my well, we ran out of music, but maybe we can just have Dylan's. Just kidding. Maybe I'll work on my seasonal earth. I do really well with things that I need to do for work. Like, I do really well if I set a timer for 20 minutes, do work for 20 minutes, and then stitch a strand. Do it again, work for 20 minutes, stitch a strand. I'll probably do that. I have not ordered anything from them, but I do have their free patterns. I downloaded their free patterns. So I have Emerald City, which is the Wizard of Oz. I think I have the Alice in Wonderland one, but I don't think I will ever stitch that. I didn't watch Alice in Wonderland as a kid. Actually, I don't think I've seen it. Any of them. I grew up without TV, so don't be too shocked if I tell you that I haven't seen something that's really popular. I downloaded their owls chart. Their dinosaurs one is really cute. I mean, their stuff is really good, really gorgeous. And lots of people like it. Lots of people like their floss. And their charts. So yeah. I like them. Almost done with this row. See, I kind of get tired of this after like one strand, because it goes a long way. So I get kind of like, Do you ever feel that like sometimes you want to stitch another strand right away after you finish one, and then sometimes it's like, For me, that's when I pick up my phone and start scrolling Instagram, and then I'm like, oh, this is an indication that I don't want to keep going with that particular thing. Boom. Docious. Yeah, so looking at the pattern, I do have a little bit left of the, I left the circle thing out because I'm gonna stitch that separately. So looking at the pattern, it should only go like this much further to the edge of this other house. So I think I won't have to move the hoop at all. Yeah, that's exciting, Joy. I ordered some fabric on Etsy from XJew Designs. It's gorgeous fabric, 56 count linen, which I'm gonna stitch over too. But it took a long time to ship from Hungary. I don't know what it's probably something about international shipping that makes it take a while. Look at how bendy these needles are. I mean, I'm glad I bought them. I'm glad I'm trying them. These really long ones. Okay, one last project for our last 15 minutes together. Yeah, I'm gonna stop at 3 hours. It'll be the official... I think this is my longest stream. I don't think I've gone longer than like 2.5. But I was working on a little deer. Oh dear. Okay, let me switch this out so you can see what we're doing here. I see. And forgive me while I make some adjustments. I'm almost in the last, let's say the last 16th of this pattern. Here, let me show you this. Let me show you the pattern again for Little House Needleworks. Will I have to go in and cut that out? Because I accidentally showed like the whole pattern. Should I go in and cut that out? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so I have everything else finished, and all I need left is this 1/8 of the pattern. So this was the edge of the page, and I just have these guys left. Oh, I should get my counter. I didn't count stitches yesterday because I forgot a stitch counter, but that's okay. I know how many stitches are in the pattern, so I do know how many stitches I have stitched in the pattern. I mean, I will know at the end when I'm done. And now for something completely different, right? These stitches are so big. My hands feel kind of clumsy. This stream is a very good indication of what my stitchy brain has been like for the past, I want to say like 2 weeks. because it kind of overlapped with my last floss tube. Like with finishing Betsy Bird. Like finally getting that done. Now I have a mess on my desk that I'm gonna have to clean up. Ah! Get off. My stitch counter I got on Amazon. I actually searched stitch counter and these popped up. They come in packs of like 8 or 12. You can find a few different options. I think I got a pack of 8, which is kind of unnecessary, but I think if you order one, then it's significantly more expensive. Whoa, this is really long. You like a long thread? I like a long thread. Yeah. I'm sure there are some stitch shops that sell them on Etsy or something. I don't know if I've ever seen one in an LNS, but or Michaels. I have not been in very many LNSs, but it seems like a product that they might start carrying if enough people asked about it. Okay, here we go. Just row stitching, running stitches, block stitching on a big fat 16 count. 16 is small to some people, which is okay. You know, we're all on different avenues. This is very chaotic to have actual music playing and then trumpet warm up. I hope you don't mind doing warming up. You know what? There, that's a little better. Now I look red instead of white. Sheet white. It's pretty interesting that I have been talking quite a bit the whole stream. And then I start working on this and I'm pretty quiet. I think it's the nature of the stitching. Like, this is fast, focused. Familiar. How many more F words can I think of? And it's not really causing me to talk about stuff. I mean, I've literally talked for 3 hours, but oh, I didn't say that while on our trip to Philly, we crossed a state off of our list. So our criteria for being to for having been to a state is not just like being inside the physical borders. It is having a meal there or spending a night. So we had a meal in Delaware yesterday. I got to cross it off my list. Right, Joy? It's just like, I'm confident in the technique, so I just stitch. And you don't have to, like, there's not very many interruptions because it's block stitching. Yeah. These are boy, I need to, you know what? Maybe I'll finish this project with ASMR. Because this is good ASMR. A good ASMR project. I had so much to talk about and so much to say about 56 count, and don't have much to say about this. It seems right, though. Like, 16 count has been around for a long time. DMC has been around for a long time. There's nothing to say about DMC, except it's DMC. It's there. It's the same as ever. I just decided I'll have to do an ASMR finish on this project. If I'm up to it. If I feel like it. I have been live on Instagram when I finished a project, and if I do that, then I can grab the video and speed it up on my phone. Which I like doing that. That's really fun. I don't do it very often, but it's cool to watch it in fast, sped up motion. You can record reels on Instagram, and you can have it like if you do 3 times, then it'll record like a minute, but then it'll shrink it down to like 20 seconds or whatever. So it'll be a minute of footage, but it'll speed it up so that it's only 20 seconds. I haven't done that in a long time. I haven't made a reel on Instagram of my stitching. I've only posted Susie reels. Two minutes. Minutes until 3 hours. Has anybody been watching this whole time? Wow. Wow to you if you have. Why? Why? I kind of like this angle. Down here, like often my face gets blocked. Maybe I'll have to stick to up there because my face is more visible. Don's done with his warm-up. Right, Hannah? I did not stitch very much on my first project. I didn't do very much on the schoolgirl lessons. I'll have to keep going on that if I want to send it to somebody. Ah, Jennifer! You lurker! That's okay. Wait, did you say hi in the beginning? You probably did. We hit 3 hours. Okay, that's my cue. I need to eat something because I'm not very good at remembering to eat. But there's food in the fridge. And I'm manifesting my plans into the world for today. Finish the laundry. Actually fold all the laundry. Don't just leave the last load in the dryer. I started earlier. Oh, okay. I started my laundry earlier in the day today. I think last week I waited until the end of my stream to start it, and then it just got into the evening and I was like, no, I have too much to do. So I just kind of like leave it in the dryer, which is not a good habit, Kaylee. So I gotta fold all the laundry, put it away. Lesson plan. Do I have any chores to do today? I actually did quite a few chores yesterday. Or, not quite a few. I did a lot. My weekly chores I did on Wednesday. So, here I am saying that I was going to stop at 3 minutes and it's 2 minutes past, or 3 hours and it's 2 minutes past 3 hours. Oh well! Oh well. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. I don't know what is going on right now, but it's probably another indication that I just need to end the live here. I was ready to go for 5 hours, but y'all have lives, so do I. It is Sunday. It's a 4-day week. Okay. But look at his little legs. The little legs are coming in. Oh dear. Look at the little legs, dear. Look at the little legs. Maybe if we finish this. No, y'all are saying goodbye. Wow, thanks for hanging out. I'm just gonna keep stitching and planning. So I'll see you next time. Hopefully I'll record a floss tube as soon as I get my haul, which hopefully is soon. Which I'll check on my phone because my internet is not working weird. I don't know why. Okay, bye. Have a good day. Bye.